Hi everyone and welcome to Flosstube number 49. We're already at 49. Next video is gonna be 50. That's just crazy. Yeah. By the way, next weekend I turn 43. Yeah, that's also crazy. I don't really feel like 43. Well, I think I feel like 44 or something. I didn't realize. I thought I was turning 44, but apparently I turned 43. You know, I'm starting to get to that age that I no longer know what age I am. Anyhow, this is a channel about cross stitching. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It warms my heart that you want to spend some time with me. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Marika. I come from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and my 2 cats. And yeah, we're gonna talk about cross stitching. I have a couple of projects. I have a bunch of fully finishing. It's very simple fully finishing, but I've done a lot of fully finishing. And then I have a little bit of a haul, and I also have a little bit of a store update. I did a little bit of dyeing about a month ago, and I finally got the fabrics in the store. So I'm gonna show you a couple of fun colors because that was what I was dyeing. Anyhow, let's start with the cross stitching. And I'm just gonna say, if you saw my last video, I ended up saying I am going to stitch a couple more days on my coffee shop and then I'm gonna move on. I didn't. I got so inspired when I was talking about my plans of finishing off my whip goes that I started my whip goes. I was like, I'm gonna get a head start on this. It's 3,000 stitches on my mini sunset owl. It's gonna be stitching, and I did get it stitched. This is how it's supposed to look. It is a no longer published pattern by Artecy. It was a freebie, and this is how far I have gotten. There we go. So I have gotten a little bit over 3,000, like 3,006 stitches done on this, and I turned the corner. We're now at the width of this cross stitch. We're at the width. Yay! So yeah, that is on Mini Sunset Owl. This will then go back into its box or its little bag. This is gonna sound a little bit. I bought these kind of bags. Like, I have been wanting to do all these, like have really fancy little bags to have them in. You know, the sewed beautiful ones. But my project bag production has kind of started to a halt. So in the meanwhile, I picked up a 12 package set of these little bags from Amazon for like nothing, and now I can have somewhere to keep my projects while I'm not stitching on them. So that's good. And yeah, so now that's going away until it is dawn for the next time for Whip Go. So maybe in May, we'll see. After I finished that, I knew I wanted to go in and do a little bit of mill hilling. I have been talking about this for quite some time. I am doing the Mill Hill Santa Sale 2024. For me, that means stitching 4 Mill Hill Santas for 12 Mill Hill Santa in 2024. I haven't stitched anyone in April. At the end of April, I should have 4 stitched. So I decided to get a start on those. So I started and finished and fully finished my Irish Santa. Let's see, there we go. Maybe that is a little bit better. This lighting, I'm gonna learn how to work with this lighting. But anyhow, this is the little Irish Santa. This is from the Celtic Santas. And yeah, I really love this. The one why I picked it up is because it has those golden beads. I'm hoping that they show up. They're super golden, light gold, shiny. I love them. I made a very simple fully finishing like I do on most of my mill hill kits. I added a little bit of felt. This is a beige felt because I wanted to kind of tie in a little bit with the muted colors of the rest of the collection. So I saved the rest of the beige so I can put it on the other. This was so fun to do. It has this. It was also a very quick one to stitch. It only took me 2 days, but it's like over 1,800 stitches. And I'm gonna show you a whole bunch of meal kits. All except one I have in my store, and they will all be linked in the description down below, so you can see them. But before we get into the rest of my stitching, let's get into my Extravaganza Mill Hill kit fully finishing. So I'm going to go through them one by one. This one is a cuckoo clock. I actually don't know what it is called. It is super adorable. I don't have this one. My friend Sabia had it in her store. Last time I checked, her store was on vacation, but if she have activated it, I will link it down below so that you can go and buy it from her from the UK. But otherwise, the rest of these I have in my store. And it was actually that Sabia took home some of the Millhead kits that actually got me into wanting to stitch all the Millhead kits and want to carry them also on my own. This is the little winter goose from the winter collection of 2023, I think. Then we have the little penguin from the winter collection. I have both of those have blue felt on the back side. So very simply, why do I have just a little teeny tiny thing hanging thing? Because I will add some twine or something or other kind of ribbon in it. I really like the finishing this way. Twine is easier to regulate in size, so I thought I'd just add these little teeny tiny loops. So it's super simple. I use glue. I glue felt on the back side. I put a piece of ribbon that is just folded in half in between, sandwich in between the felt and the cardstock, making sure that I get glue in all layers so that it is stuck. When it's dry, it will not move. And yeah, then after it is dried, this is also very important. After it has dried perfectly, it's not wet or anything, it's dried, then I go around and I cut around the whole image, because that makes it a cleaner cut. It makes the felt kind of follow through around it. It makes it easier, and I don't have to mark on the felt where I'm gonna be. I just put it on the felt, cut around it, cut like the base cut around it, let it dry, and then I go in and fussy cut it. Then we have some of the, I think these are the 2022 harvest or harvest collection. Again, they will be linked in below. So we have School Mouse, which is super adorable. We have the Flower Pumpkin, also very beautiful. We also have the Owl. This might actually be 2023. Anyhow, it will be linked down below. This is a very cute little owl. And then we have a Bat Cat. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. All of these have like this dark pumpkin orange in the back, and these got to have green hangers, and this one got a black hanger. Then I have a couple of the spring collection from last year. So I have this one, which really reminds me of my friend Orietta, because it's like an Italian Vespa. So that is going to be in my tree basically all year around, reminding me of her. And I have purple felt on the back side of that one. And then I have this one, which is a little doggy, a heart doggy. This kit comes as a dog, but you can also get it as a cat. So it's basically the same design, but a cat instead. So I have both of those in the store too. Now we're gonna go into all of my Santas. So let's start with the gnomes that I did last year. So I did this one. Ooh. It's not super easy. I think this is the gnome holding holly. See if it can focus. There we go. Gnome holding holly. I really like how the hats are super intricate. These are the red and green ones. Last year they came out with white ones. So if you have like more of a white aesthetic to your Christmas tree, they will be there. You can get them. You can get those too. And here is holding wreath. Gnome holding wreath, or gnome with wreath. Super cute. I have a twin. This was me trying, this was the last gnomes I did last year, and someone in one of the Mill Hill groups on Facebook told me that if you can actually stitch 2 of them side by side on the paper. You have enough paper and enough fabric and beads to stitch 2 of these. So what I did, I just flipped them upside down and stitched them like this. Counting on the squares, you might actually be able to stitch them like that, just like that. But I did it like this, and I really liked it. I just flipped my little frame upside down. It worked out great. But yeah, they're super adorable. So those were those. Now we have 2 more collection. Yeah, I did a lot of Santas last year, so this is just me fully finishing them. Somewhere around, I don't know, it was like springtime or such, I just didn't continue to fully finish my Mill Hills for some reason. I just put them in a drawer, and I found them in the drawer the other day, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go through and just finish all of the ornaments. I still have 3 of the button and bead kits that need some kind of frame. I have ideas, but they haven't really landed yet. Here is the Christmas morning Santa. This is for the Christmas Day Santas, I think. So this is Christmas morning. He has his friend, I don't remember, Christmas dinner maybe? They will be, as I said, linked in the description down below. And then we have, this is Christmas giving. That I know, because it's the gifts and everything. So yeah, those were those Santas. And then we have my favorite ones. These actually take a lot longer time to do because there's a lot more beads. They're still the same cost, so I don't know. But yeah, these are like giant. So these are the trees. So the spruce, all of the trees. And they have, this one I think this only have a little red bird at the top. But the other ones have both birds. This have a little grey squirrel. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It is just gorgeous. So much fun to stitch. It's super gorgeous. The beads really make these pop. And then we have the last one, and that one. Ooh, come on. There we go. There. A little bunny and a little birdie sitting, a little blue birdie on the one. So that is all of the fully finishes that I did this week. I wasn't feeling very well, so I basically just cuddled up on the footstool and had my living room table, and I sat there with glue and stuff. I had a cover on the living room table, and I sat with glue and stuff and just made them, and then I cut them to fit this morning because I had forgotten that. So we still are in the cross stitching because we have more cross stitching to show you. Last year during Halloween, I started a project because I wanted a Halloween coffee project. And then I remembered that I had one from the Witchy Stitcher. I had seen one from the Witchy Stitcher. I went there, I bought it, I started stitching it, and then it just ran out of energy because it was a lot of black. And I realized I had it. Like, I am now a patron of the Witchy Stitcher. She has this whole tarot collection, making sure to go in and get all my downloads and everything. And when I download them, I put them into my pattern folder for the Witchy Stitcher, and I saw PSL, and I'm like, that is the next project. That was when I was working on the Santa. I'm like, this is gonna be the next project to finish off, and I finished it. So here it is. This is PSL Zombie, so pumpkin spice latte zombie, and it's their hair is what it says in the bottom. I really love it. This one has 6,133 stitches, and about 2,900 of them is black. So that was why I kind of got a little tired. I had stitched all of these blacks, I had all of these left, and I just ran out of steam last time, and now I'm there. This is stitched on my own hand-dyed, which you can find in my store, and that is this hot chocolate, and this actually comes up very, very similar to what it looks in real life. It is I love the fabric. It's like the reddish tone of just hot chocolate. It's just, I love it. I have this in Ida and in linen, and then I have a lighter version in even weave, because even weave just doesn't take the dye the same way, and that has to do with it having a certain amount of polyester in it. So it's just how it works. But here this is all done. I've done one change, one teeny tiny change, and that is all of the eyes in the black and also the eyes in the zombie are stitched with the 054F Kreinik number 4 braid. It is a glow in the dark and it's gorgeous. But yes, it is a finish. It is a finish. I'm super happy about that. Now I just need to start fully finishing these projects. And the last cross stitching I have for you today is the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming Sale. We are getting really, really close. They are saying that they will launch next week, the end of next week, with a new sale. And I just want to get this done. And I was hoping to get this done yesterday, but I was just tired yesterday. It was one of those days, so I didn't get as much stitched. But here is how far I am. Yeah, I only have that little corner left. And when I last showed you that, I had done these guys, the cloud and the sun, and I have started on the castle. So now I have finished the castle. I've done all of this intricate border at the top, that is a lot of thread changes, but it was quite fun. I love these little tistles over here. Let's see, there. That tistle there is just a gorgeous one. It's just gorgeous. So yeah, I'm loving this project. I do want it to be finished. But I need to, first I need to add 472 because I just ran out of the ones I had. I do have multiple skeins at home, so that's not a problem. The fun thing though, when I looked into how many stitches I had done this morning, it is 472. Just the coincidence just makes me laugh. But yeah, I need to finish off the grass down here, and then there's a little character and a tent that I'm working on. But that is all. It's like 700 stitches left. I should be able to get them done tonight or tomorrow morning, so then I can take more photos of it and show it off. But yes, it's almost finished. I am really enjoying finishing projects. I have had 2 finishes, one new start, which was the Santa, one big finish, which was the zombie, and almost finish in that. I'm really pumping out the finishing, reducing my list. I think I have about 10 works in progress at the moment. So when this is done, I will be down to 9. And there's a lot of things coming that I need to that I want to stitch and need to stitch, so the whip count will go up again, but it's nice to get some of them out. So now we're going to talk about my hauls. So first we're going to talk about some digital things that I have bought. I have like little lists on my notes. I have notes today because brain haven't been working for weeks. So notes is good, but I have a little note on my notepads. And if you like these notepads, you can find them in my store. Sorry, I am very much selling my store, but I'm really enjoying my store right now. So hopefully you do too. Hopefully you do too. But anyhow, the 2 digital patterns that I have purchased, this is not a part of any Patreons or anything. This is just pure purchased. Oh, I have 4. I forgot. Oh, let me see. So, back to it. Sorry, I have my computer on today, so I could get some. But okay, we start with the first two. The first one was by the designer Cuttlefish. No, from the designer Bad Stitch. And that is this Cuttlefish, which was a design made for Trans Awareness Day. And it was, I think it was out for a week. And all of the money went to charity, trans charity. So that was this cute little cuttlefish. I think it's adorable. I want to stitch it and do something with it. The second one, which was also for during Trans Awareness Day, this is by D20 Stitches, and this is a beauty. It was only out for 24 hours. The money went to their top surgery. But yeah, this is the design. So those are the two first digital designs. Then I had a little bit of shopping. I have a tendency to do a little bit of extra shopping when things around me is stressful. And I've had a lot of migraine this couple of weeks. I had my treatment on Tuesday, which means more migraines. That's just how it is. I'm hoping it's gonna kind of bump off and I'm gonna have 11 weeks of more calmness. And there were other things going on, so it was stressful. So I shopped 2 more charts. So the first chart, both are from Needle Lot Designs, and they made this snake design. And I love snakes, and what happened was that I have been watching National Geographic's Animal, I think it's called, the channel, and they had last weekend, they had like a whole weekend just with snakes. I love snakes. So this one, which is super gorgeous, I just knew I had to get it. It was part of their like Ko-Fi subscription. So basically it's like Patreon, but they do it on Ko-Fi. So I signed up for that. We'll see how long I will be signed up for it. It's like $5. I thought it was okay. And with that, I was also possible to buy last month's project, which almost got me into their kind of Ko-Fi subscription, and that is this, which is called I'm a Sucker for You, which is super awesome, right? So whole bunch of patterns. Then we have some physical haul, because hey, what doesn't say fun as physical haul? This is because of the Heather's Stitchy Swap. So last video I talked about the little Stitchy ATC swap, and I haven't fully finished that yet. I'm gonna sit down and do that I think this weekend, we'll see. But I also signed up for their Stitchy Swap. I think this is the second, not sure. Anyhow, the Stitchy Swap is more of a give things to your swap partner that kind of meshes with your swap partner kind of a thing. So after looking through a lot of things, I figured out which pattern I wanted to do, and I was able to actually find it online here in Sweden, so it only took a couple of days for me to get it, which was awesome. The store I bought from is called broderikorgen.se, so I will link it down below. So the first one was this, which is seasonal etchings. Seasonal etchings. I will not use the whole of this. I will use parts of it, and you will be seeing it. I will also be switching out the colors because this company doesn't carry the only color they carry, or the only brand they carry, is a brand that I don't want to shop from. So I will probably move out most of it to kind of DMCs, and I do have some ideas in my little bag here lately. Anyhow, I also, while like things can't travel alone, we all know that things can't travel alone. And they had like, you get free shipping if you go over this, and it wasn't a very high number, so I just picked up all of the things. But I have Seaside of a Tiny Town. When they released this, I knew I wanted it. I grew up in the archipelago here in Sweden, on the side where Stockholm is. Christopher grew up on the side of Gothenburg, so the other side of the coast. And this is more Gothenburg than it is my hometown or my home place. But yeah, I think it's gorgeous, it's fun. I have 2 more tiny towns that I wanted to do. Then I also picked up Honey of a Tiny Town. When I picked the other ones I picked up, I was supposed to pick up this one. However, it had sold out, so I only got the frill, that is the kind of add-on to it. But now I also have the Tiny Town, which is super cute. And then I have Harvest of a Tiny Town. So I am going to stitch tiny towns, just all of the tiny towns, and most likely on light taupe 32 count. Because light taupe would fit perfectly with all of them. Like white shows up on it pretty good, and then it's still light enough for the mid-tones to show up, and yeah, I love it, I love it. And the last of my haul is these 3 threads, which is 40-50, 40-65 and 40-41-45, which are like these DMC color variations. So they have like, they go through a couple of different colors. So I have this very like lime green, I have this like green blue, and then I have this brown. And I'm pretty sure the brown is what I'm gonna use with the seasonal etchings. I do have a bunch of other colors in my stash, so I'm gonna go through that before I figure out. So that is going to be my next start, the seasonal etchings, for a very fun project. And I'm gonna bring it with you. Bring me. So that was all of my haul. That wasn't a lot, but it was a bit. And now I'm gonna show you all of the fabrics. So the fabrics, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna see if I can show them in the plastics, or I need to pick them up. But we're gonna start with the first, like in letter order maybe. We're going for the amethyst. Yeah, that's gonna be the letter. Can you see it through the? You can see it through this. So I have dyed up a range of fabrics. It's very like, when I dye up, I pick a dye and then I take about 6 different fabrics, or 3 different, I pick up 3 different kinds of fabric, and then I dye a lot of those 3 different fabrics, 2 of each. Or in some cases like this, I picked up, this is linen, and it's 32 count linen, and all of the pieces were already cut to 13 by 18, so then I dye 4, and if the pieces are cut to 26 by 18, I dye 2. So what I have here is a range of fabrics. I pick up a linen. This is a 32 count fabric in amethyst. It's a gorgeous like red pink. And then I have this, which, yeah, this is a 16 count Ida. I have this in 26 by 18. And then finally I also have 1 piece of glittery even weave 32 count. And the reason why it's only 1 piece is because I did something that I'm not going to do in the future, and that is, in the last bath I pour everything that I had in my little dye pot, and it wasn't fully blended. So what I've got out of that was actually a fairly more purple version, and this purple version is not in the store. However, if you like this purple version and you want to buy it, just ping me and we'll figure that out. The next I have for you is denim. This is let's see, so that I got the right, yeah, that's the right one. denim. And again, this is a 32 count linen. I have 18 count Ida, and I have a 32 count glittery even weave. I have a lot of glittery fabric. But the first one is this linen. It's a darker denim. It is so gorgeous. And like, I've heard that the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery new stitch along is supposed to be nighttime. Stitching on this, yeah, I might be stitching on this. It is gorgeous. I love it. I love coloring. I love dyeing fabrics. I love being a colorist. Like, I've been painting and coloring for so many years, and playing with paint or dyes are so much fun. Then we have the next denim. The 18 count Ida ended up being a lot lighter than the linen. I don't know why it turned out to be much lighter, but it did. So sometimes paint just is picked up very differently. Look at these two. They're so different, and the amount of paint is the same amount. So it shouldn't be this much lighter, but it is. And finally, I have one piece of even weave. This also ended up being just one piece of even weave, because I did the same thing as I did with the previous one. And that is actually one I think I'm gonna keep for myself, because this one has little rust splatches, not spots, but really splatches. So it ended up being almost brown, and I don't know why and how that happened, but I actually really love it. So yeah. And then we have the last one, and the last one is actually doesn't have any even weave, because I need to fix the fabrics. I have had some issues with some of the even weave fabrics, that when I wash the fabrics after I have dyed it, I wash it in the washing machine, and I've had the issue of the seam detaching, because I do seam them with an overlock machine before I do anything with it, and that seam has been detaching, so I'm gonna need to cut it down a little bit for it to and do a new seam. That's just what's gonna happen. But I have two fabrics though, and these are 32 count linen and 14 count Ida, and I'm calling this color reclaimed wood, because look at that fabric. I'm gonna see so it doesn't shine so much. Look at that fabric. It is this like bluish brown, and then it has a little bit of pink in some areas, and a little bit of almost like a bluish gray in some areas. And this time the Ida actually came up. It's slightly lighter than the linen, but it's very much the same. So basically how dyes is taken up by fabric is very different from dye and different dyes. All the dyes I use are the same. It's from Dharma Trading, I think the company is called, and it's reactive dyes. It's their Procrean dyes. So they are it's not that I have different dyes for different fabrics. It's the same dyes. It's just that different fabrics will take up the dye differently, even between bats. Even between two different bats, even though I have the same amount of dye in those. So yeah, that was all of my all my fabrics that I have gotten up in the store. I hope you like them. If you do, there's a link in the description down below to all of them. I also have added, I think I did that last time, I've added new photos of the old fabrics that are a little bit better kind of representative of the fabrics than I had before, so hopefully you can find them. The prices are at a new lower price from like 1 or 2 months ago, so hopefully they are a little bit more wallet friendly. But yeah, that was all of those. So now we have like what is going on in my life. Well, I've had a lot of migraines because migraines. But yeah, we helped my brother move on Friday, and on the a Good Friday. We helped my brother move, and we ended up hiding teeny tiny little birds in all of his house. So we bought these little birds. I'm gonna see, do I have one here? Yeah, I knew there were a couple here. These little birds, they're like different colors, they're see-through, and we bought a bag of them, and he hid them around the office where he works, which is super fun because people are kind of asking in Slack, the communication interface, like who has moved these here, and oh, I found another one, and stuff like that. Really fun. But yeah, we decided we're gonna do that with my brother, and we hid a number of these little birds in their new house and a couple of other places. So that is super fun. We have a communicate kind of they're like, oh, we found another one, so that's always fun. It's always fun. And then Saturday and basically Sunday, I was completely beat. I am a person who I'm very bad at pacing myself. I just go 160 miles an hour, and it's like I was carrying big boxes and doing things, and then I was so sore everywhere because muscles aren't used to be used. But yeah, so I took a couple of days. It was very calm. However, I do have, and this is around Easter and everything, however, I knew I had some stressful things coming up. I did have a double treatment. Usually my treatments are a couple of weeks in between. I have my Jovi, which I take every 21 days, and then I have my Botox, which I take every 10 to 11 weeks. And usually they have a little while between them, but when they fall on the kind of almost same day, on Tuesday, Wednesday this time, my migraine just get a lot worse. So I even had a period when my eyesight went, and I just sat and crocheted for like an hour and a half because I couldn't really see anything, and you can't cross stitch when you can't see anything. And I need to have things to do with my hands all the time. I'm one of those kind of, I need to be productive. My brain runs, again, 160 miles an hour. I always have thoughts in my brain. I always have conversations in my brain. And no, it's not some other person talking to me. I'm talking to myself. It's very much I'm talking to myself in my brain, thinking about everything that happened. And I do have high anxiety, mostly because my brain does that, like circular thinking stuff. But so doing things like cross-stitching or doing my work as a developer or crocheting, having something to do kind of helps those voices calm down and help me calm down. It's not voices, again, it's me thinking, it's just my brain running. But yeah, so it was kind of busy, and then on the Wednesday when I had my Botox, I also had my first meeting with my therapist about getting evaluated for autism. And that was very, very stressful because I didn't know what I was going into. I'm one of these persons, I need to know what I'm doing. I do a lot of research before I do anything, so that I have kind of some playing field, knowing what is expected out of me and what can I expect of the situation. And in this case, I didn't know anything going in. I tried to look at it, but there were like a lot of information. In the end, the way my therapist does it is that you have 2 meetings, one after each other, to kind of collect all of the information that you need to be remitted for autism. The first one is basically just talking about your life and how you think this is affecting you on a daily basis. It is emotional. It is like understanding that all of these things that have happened in your life partly depends on you being autistic. It's kind of stressful. But it was a very good meeting, and I have another meeting this Tuesday, and that should be the last meeting. So far, still don't know. The thing is, in Sweden, whether you have autism or not, the only way you get a diagnosis if you need help, whether that is help with medication or if it's help with therapy or actual help for your day-to-day life, like help how to schedule things, if you need tools to get your day-to-day life to function. Like I have a lot of tools that I'm already using, but I'm feeling that there are a lot of things that fall between the cracks that I need help with, and my doctor agreed. So far she thinks that I should be be remitted. The thing though, even if I get remitted, it's a waiting period, and that waiting period can be up to a year, if not longer. So we'll see how it will go, but it's been a little bit of a stressful week. And then because I had my Botox, my migraine gets worse, so for the rest of the week I just have been taking it easy, cross-stitching and stuff like that. But yeah, that has been my week and a half since last you saw me. I will be back in 2 weeks time, I think. I was kind of planning something for my birthday, and I still haven't. My birthday came faster than I was expecting. I thought I had at least a couple of weeks left, but it's 1 week until my birthday. So we'll see if I'll do a later start, like at the end of April, something for a sale or something. I don't know yet. I don't know. Our world is our oyster, or palm tree, or whatever YouTube you watch. You hear that from. Anyhow, I am going to finish this off. I need to edit it. Christopher wants to turn on the dryer for the wash, because that has been turned off because I am recording and the dryer is next room. This wall goes to the dryer. Or actually it goes to the bathtub, and then it's the dryer. Anyhow, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you've still been here, put a palm tree in the comment section, just to know if you watch my videos all the way through, because I know I ramble a lot and this video is going to be a little bit longer, and I know that because I actually had to restart the camera because the camera dies after 30 minutes. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Anything or most things that I talked about are linked in the description down below. I should have a blog post. I am currently working on my blog. That is a thing. I have a lot of ideas on how to get the blog to a better space, a better place than it has been. I've done some upgrades to it. You can watch some 2024 fully finishes that I have put up there. And then I have my blog post. Hopefully there will be a blog post for this. We'll see, depending on time. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!